Yeah, hello, namaste. Your question is extremely important. That how do I go about in my life for spirituality? Really important. I will try to briefly explain to you. I have made several videos in my channel. You can go through it as well. But few points are extremely important for us to understand and keep in mind always. I have tried to summarize these points in my various videos, but I'm just trying to give you another summary which I gathered through my acharyas, various pravachans, or learning from Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati's book, or by learning from some saints in YouTube, etc. So the first and foremost thing that is most important in spiritual life for us is to have a daily habit of meditating on Almighty God. Name jap, we can say. Remembering the name of Almighty God, Om. Om is the best name of Almighty God as told by God in the Vedas. And Om is the personal name of God. Actually, if we see the names of God in the Vedas, there are many names for Almighty God. And most of the names are common for others also. For example, when we say Agni, Agni is named for Almighty God, but it is also commonly used for the burning fire. It is also commonly used for a Vidwan Acharya. Om is such a name which is not commonly used for anything else other than Almighty God. So Om is one of the best names of Almighty God. So we must remember Almighty God by chanting Om in the mind. So getting up early in the morning, 4 o'clock or 4:30 based on your convenience. 4:30, 4 o'clock is best time, but before 4:30 if you wake up, try to spend every day some time to remember Almighty God, to chant the name of the Almighty God, to call Him. We call God as Him, whereas God is neither male nor female, but in Vedas God has asked us to address God as Him. And getting up early in the morning is a very difficult task for people who do not have practice. Maybe you can try to decide today and tomorrow morning you can say that I will wake up at 4 o'clock. You might also get up, but you will not be consistent. So if you are waking up every day at 7 o'clock today, then try to prepone to 6 o'clock first, then 5:30, then 5:15, then 5 o'clock, then 4:45, like that gradually you move over a period of next 1 year. Don't do it with force. See, because the mind is like an elephant, okay? It's not easy to control. The mind and the body, they are like elephant. You are Jivatma. You can decide that I will wake up at 4 o'clock, but the elephant, you cannot force the elephant to walk the way where you have to go. You have to train it. Elephants are trained. Similarly, mind and body has to be trained. So every day give training slowly to wake up early. So once surely you will succeed. And similarly, training to sit on meditation. Every day you must train yourself to sit on meditation. Because the moment you sit on meditation, you will get force from inside that get up, go out. You have to watch TV, you have to go to school, you have to go to work, you have to do this work, you have to submit this report to the office. All these things will come up in mind. So everyday regular meditation and training the mind and body is extremely important step in spirituality. Remembering the name of Almighty God, Om. And the next step subsequent to this is approaching an Acharya, taking Diksha from him and chanting the name of Almighty God as given in Diksha by that Acharya. And the next one is you must have a fixed timing every day. Like 4:30 in the morning to 5:30 I will do this. Then 5:30 to 6 o'clock I will go for walking or do exercise. So have a fixed timing morning and evening, and do not try to move out of this timing. When you have a very fixed firm schedule, then automatically at that point of time, over a period of let's say 6 months, 1 year, your mind will automatically start pushing you to go towards meditation. So have a very clear schedule and a discipline of timing. And another important thing in this spirituality is to have a fixed place in the house. Have a dedicated asana, like a bed sheet or a kind of mat where you can sit, relax and meditate, and a separate place for you to meditate. Do not do meditation when everybody is talking in the home. Do not sit there and meditate. Try to have a separate place. If you do not have a separate place in your house, go to the terrace or go to garden or go to a park where it's a silent place. Try to choose a separate place and with a specific asana. This is very, very important, but try to be inside the house. It's important. Outside the house, I will not recommend at the initial days because your mind will be wavering. Inside the house, a specific spot is very, very important for meditating. The next important thing is the thoughts. See, when you sit on meditation, when you remember Almighty God, when you do Sandhya Upasana, when you do Agnihotra, your mouth will chant the mantra. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Dhuritani will happen. Your mouth will start chanting the mantra, but your thoughts will be somewhere else. You will chant Vishwani, but you are thinking about your husband, you are thinking about your wife, you are thinking about your son, you are thinking about office, you are thinking about bank balance, you are thinking about some debit, credit, whatever it is. So, most important thing is to understand the thought process. So, for controlling the thoughts, most important things are two things. One is everyday Swadhyaya. That means reading the books written by my Acharya Ji, or reading the books written by Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati, reading the books written by great Rishi Munis. And also good company. Never have bad company. If your friend is not a pious person, leave that friendship. That's it, as simple as that. Try to be alone. Then your thoughts can be a little bit controlled. And I made one video in my channel. You can go through my channel. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha says Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. So when you think about Vishaya, when you think about the sensory objects, the moment you think about it, you develop attachment. Then attachment will lead to desire. Desire will lead to anger. Anger will lead to, finally failure of your intellect and your life. So you must carefully watch your thoughts. Do not try to cling on to some thoughts. So instead of that, if you have a good company, holy company, you always talk about Almighty God, Vedas, then your thoughts will be mostly controlled. So if you are living in a house where your husband or your wife or your son or your daughter or your parents, they do not have a holy thought, try to be away from them mentally. Try to focus on Acharya, try to focus on Vedas. This is very, very important. These are some of my personal feelings. It might be right, it might suit you, it might not suit you, you may accept, you may not accept. It's okay, but you can try to listen at least. Then one more important thing is solitude, being alone. Every day practice to be alone for some time. And if there is an opportunity, suppose you work in a big company, you have to travel abroad, there is an opportunity to stay alone, try to take that opportunity, sit alone in a place. Go to a place like, in a beach. Suppose you live in Chennai, you have an access to the beach. Try to go and sit there alone in the night at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Try to spend some time alone to understand who you are. Very, very important. Extremely important to always understand who you are. And one more important thing is asceticism. What we can call as, Vairagyavan. Detached from the life. The sensual pleasures are limited. Your human body is limited. The amount of pleasure the human body can take, the human mind can take is limited. There is a limitation. You eat a cookie, the first cookie is so tasteful. The second cookie is not as tasty as the first cookie. There is a limitation to sensual pleasure. And if you eat 10 cookies, you will start hating that cookie at that point of time. So this is understanding that we must gather. There is a limitation to sensual pleasure. So we must try to get asceticism in our life. Extremely important. And when we have Vairagya, then we can definitely progress in our spiritual life with great speed. We can do meditation with great focus. We must have detachment in our life. But if you are having very high aims in your life, you have to grow, you have to become a CEO, many materialistic aims, then what happens is slowly you will lose focus on spirituality. So it's very, very important. And another important thing is having a intense desire towards Almighty God. Intense desire means yearning for Almighty God. Longing for Almighty God. Longing to listen the pravachans of Acharya. Longing to longing to see the darshans of Acharya, who is a Samadhist yogi. Longing for holy companies. Longing for, meditating upon Almighty God. This is also a very important attitude we must try to develop. See, this is a matter of training. Yoga Sutra says Abhyasa. Sri Krishna also gives very much importance to Abhyasa. When you do Abhyasa, that means when you train your mind and body, then only this success can be achieved. Otherwise, you cannot achieve success. So, earning for Almighty God, earning for doing more Agnihotra, more Tapasya is very, very important in life. And try to have a concentration or kind of, let's say, connection with Almighty God throughout the day. You have a busy schedule. When you get a break, people, when they get a break, today what happens, I see in my office, when they just get a 5 minutes break, they rush towards a smoking zone. They rush towards taking coffee. But they do not take some time, to connect with Almighty God. Remember His name, remember His qualities, remember what He has told, the message in the Vedas. People are totally disconnected from Almighty God today. So connection with Almighty God throughout the day is very, very important, extremely important. When you are connected to Almighty God and His thoughts throughout the day, then morning and evening meditation will become so easy. And your distractions in life will automatically come out. Even if there are many issues in the life, you will be able to handle them very successfully. You will become a better person in work also. You will become a better person as an individual also by connecting with Almighty God. And one more important thing is, when you sit for meditation, when you remember Almighty God, try to remember the meaning of meditation itself is dhyana. You are meditating on that Supreme Almighty God, Supreme Power. You are eternal and God is also eternal, but you are having avidya inside you. You are having illusion within you. That God is, but God does not have that quality. So we are meditating that Almighty God to seek His help. So it's very, very important that when you sit on meditation, you must try to inculcate the sense of eternity, try to understand His eternal qualities. All these things are interconnected. Nothing is, different. In whatever point I told you so far, everything is interconnected. Everything will help each other. Every point will, help other point. So when you sit on meditation, try to understand who you are. You are Jivatma. You are Alpagnya. We should not have a high ego that I am a CEO of this company. I am a vice president of this company. I own big farmland. I am so rich. This kind of ego things should be parted off. We are absolutely nothing. We are Jivatma only. Even we cannot do any of our activity without the human body which God has given to us by His Kripa. So try to remember our limitation and try to remember the unlimited quality of Almighty God when you sit on meditation. So I and Almighty God, this is the important thing of meditation. So this is the starting step of spirituality. And starting step itself is actually in-depth step. When you start spirituality, you are already inside it. And also, there are many distractions in spiritual path. I have made separate videos on Yoga Sutra based on my Acharya's pravachan. 9 obstacles in spiritual worship. Try to see those videos, try to take notes. Every day try to get in contact with one or other important spiritual point and try to always read books. If you know Hindi, I think you know Hindi, so you can order books from my Acharya's website, vedamandir.com. Try to read all his books. It's extremely, I would say, a treasure of our human life. If you do not know Hindi, yes, I always say to my close Tamil friends that you do not know Hindi, you are losing something in life as per me, because my Acharya's Hindi books are so much big treasure that it's extremely valuable. Like Yoga Darshana or Bhagavad Gita, my Acharya has written, right? I mean, it is so wonderful book for our life. So try to do Swadhyaya every day, and slowly you will get progress in spirituality. I am just a beginner. I just try to tell people, but I am not myself a good follower. But I try to follow whatever I try to preach. I try to follow to my best extent. I also have many problems. I also do sins, but I always try to improve upon every day. So I am not worthy of advising to anybody, but I just started this channel to spread something what I have learned from Acharya, so that you could be probably a bigger Jigyasu, which can help you to connect to my Acharya or any other Yogi Rishi Munis. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.